chill.
Hello there, gang, and welcome to Model Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk about the nerdy news that you need to know about. It's the only news that matters. It's good news. Let's not stand on ceremony. Mr. Wayne, let's talk about it. A little extra pep in my step for that intro. Right, first of all, it's the 20th of the month, and you know what that means. It's Marvel Legend Day. So for this month's offering, we have the Reaver Pretty Boy, and that's about all I can really say about him. I mean, we've only got 3 pictures to go on, so there's nothing I can tell you that you can't see for yourself. However, I will add my own little bit of commentary, a little bit of insight. That's bold for me to suggest it's insightful, but look, it looks to my eye like a completely new body mold, head mold, everything. So I'm quite surprised to see this and give props to Hasbro for that, because I don't think there's any reuse. By all means, if you're eagle-eyed enough to spot something that's been used previously, then just comment below, let me know, out of interest. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing if it is, because sometimes if it's appropriate, it makes sense. But this being a fully cyborg body, they could have gone the shortcut route. They could have gone the Silvermane Beetle reuse, which would have been bad. And we would have been dragging them over the coals for it, but they didn't. And I'm happy to see that. Because also, Pretty Boy, that's a very Z-list type character. Don't come at me, Pretty Boy stans. Okay? I'm sure there are folks with love for him, but he ain't exactly AAA tier, and I wouldn't have thought they would have done a fully brand new body for him, but there we go, and I think it does look good. The details in that body, there seems to be a lot of stuff going on there. And then the head has got some real character to it. He has the big square jaw Ash Williams type sort of look, so it's a fun figure to go with, of course, this really expanding Reavers set we've got now. If you're a hardcore X-Men or specifically a Wolverine fan, you're really building up the bad guys here, because now, of course, you've got Skullbuster, you got Reese with the head swap, you got Lady Deathstrike, and of course you got Bonebreaker, and now you got Pretty Boy. So all you need is a more cyborg-style Donald Pierce, and those are going to be your heavy hitters. That's actually pretty cool. So this one, he ain't for me. I wouldn't even be tempted to get him for a review, I don't think, because it's just not my wheelhouse. I've literally never read a Pretty Boy comic in my life, I don't think, or an appearance. I don't think he's ever had his own comics. But I know that hardcore X-Men fans, I'm sure, are going to dig this, so that's a little win for you there. You can have that one. That, for me, I can pass by. But there you go. It's the 20th of the month, and that's your Marvel Legend. Mezco are back at it with their 1/12 collective figures, this time debuting their Damian Wayne Robin. We saw a preview picture of this about 6 months ago from some convention or something. This was when they were teasing the Ninja Turtles, who we still have yet to see, and Spider-Man as well. They all came out together, and hopefully that means we might get some more rumblings on Spider-Man coming soon. I mean, he's scheduled for the, spring of next year, but I doubt it. So Damian Wayne, similarly, Mr. Wayne, he's scheduled for, when is it? Summer 2023. That's adorable. Hang on. I've got a gift for that. Let me redo it. Damian Wayne is scheduled for summer 2023.
You serious?
Yeah. I doubt it. But it's nice that they at least gave us a date. It's adorable that they even do that. He looks great. You know me, I'm not a big DC guy, but I love cool looking design, and this is the coolest that Robin has looked, I think. Genuinely, I love the kind of layered tunic looking kind of Robin costume. It looks like a colourful version of something Ezio would wear from Assassin's Creed, and that's wicked. And again, the different face sculpts, all that stuff. Mezco bring the heat. They bring the power. Just wish they would bring the products in time. They still keep pumping out Rumble Society figures and roaches, which are great, but I'd kind of like something to show for the money that I've paid you over a year ago. And that's nothing compared to some of the older pre-orders people have. But I digress. This Robin still looks great. And hey, look, I'm guessing at this point, like we gotta keep paying for the pre-orders. Otherwise, like, what if they go out of business and then we never get the Fantastic Four? So come on, Robin fans, give them the $95 they're charging for this, and then that'll give them the money to make the Bishop that I'm still waiting for, and then I can get Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom and Ghost Rider and Spider-Man and all the other ones that I've spent money on. Breathe deep. It's an investment, Dave. It's an investment. It's going to pay dividends one day. So, Damian Wayne Robin, $95, scheduled to ship summer next year. Don't hold your breath, but he looks really nice. Very, very pretty. Going to go great with the other Batmen. That take your pick. There's a lot of Batmen from Mezco you can choose from, but building out a Bat family, they do have some really great characters. I just hope they can start getting some of these more Marvel ones out soon. If they do, oh man, I tell you what, my display is going to be looking the bomb, baby. Right now, there are some big gaps in the collection that desperately need filling. Mezco, help me out. Hasbro have had a couple of Star Wars reveals. First of all, they have a Clone Trooper helmet, and it's a Clone Trooper helmet. Don't know what else to tell you besides that. $130, which I guess is kind of an average sort of price for a Clone Trooper helmet. I always thought the Clone Trooper helmet... Shall I say Clone Trooper helmet one more time? Clone Trooper helmet. There you go. That feels good. I always felt like when I look at them, I think it's Boba Fett's helmet, but made less cool. That's all. I mean, I like the idea that it's the Mandalorian helmet that is like morphing into what we saw in episode 4, but it does look like a sort of a chrysalis pupating version of what will become a cool looking helmet. I just never liked that clone design, but if you do yourself, then what's the matter with you, pal? All right, you need to find Jesus. But besides that, you can actually get your own Clone Trooper helmet. There you go. And also, they got some retro Return of the Jedi figures, and these are just tweaking that nostalgia bone. And they tweak it hard, but in a nice way. And also, these ones are only like $11. That ain't a lot. And you know me, I'm not a fan of this whole sort of old Kenner kind of scale. I guess, I don't know, I mean, that is kind of my generation as I was growing up, but I don't know, did I not have many toys as a kid? No, I did. But I never really had those ones. So a lot of people messaged me after the last show saying, hey, I'm one of those guys who likes a 3.75 inch. And I'm like, okay, you know, just don't hurt anyone, you know, you can enjoy them in the privacy of your own home, just don't shove it down my throat, all right? So, yeah, those are coming out too, and a bit more Star Wars for you. For their 31 Days of Fright, Neca have now teased a Misfits figure. Don't know if it's going to be a bunch of figures or just one, but we had a tombstone with a visage of The Fiend? Is that the character? I'm not a Misfit person. I don't know what the lore behind the Misfits is. I remember them from WCW in the late 90s, coming out with Vampiro and state of that. Oh man, wrestling in the 90s was a crazy time. And the Misfits were a part of it. I think they licensed their makeup to Vampiro, or something like that. It was all a cross-pollination kind of thing. Either way, we're getting an action figure of one of them at least. From, I was going to say Super 7, from Neca. My brain is... I'm playing a shocker today, and we've only just got started. Still, keep your eyes out for that. Neca also showed a bigger preview of their ultimate Ghostface version 2 figure, and this is bees knees and bells whistles and all that kind of stuff. Like, this is literally the ultimate ghost-faced figure. Ghost-faced figure? It is a ghost-faced figure, to be fair. And several ghost faces. You've got silver, white, you've got a devilly red one. Is there a green one in there as well? I haven't got the pictures in front of me, but I seem to remember that. You got a flamethrower? When does that come into the franchise? I've only seen the first 3. The third one was like a Scooby-Doo episode, and I was like, it's getting a bit silly for me. But apparently there's some gold in them there hills in later movies, so I might have to go back to the franchise with that one. But this, for any Scream aficionados, it does look like the ultimate Scream figure. Very, very cool. Lots of weapons and tools of murder as well to enjoy. So Neca, they just own the horror franchises, basically, as far as action figures are concerned. I mean, Mezco keeps threatening to release some, but we're like, sure you will, pal. How many more roaches are we going to get before you actually get around to that? Neca are like, don't worry, guys. We got this. So yeah, for you Scream fans, this is definitely one to look out for. Super 7 are returning to the Wu-Tang Clan by teasing, I don't know, guys, help me out. Is it MF Doom? Is that the guy that this might be? I'm not a Wu-Tang aficionado. We were always NWA, in the hood where I grew up with my gang. You're not buying this, are you? No. I liked Westlife growing up. Wasn't a Boyzone guy. No. There were two rival factions, and Westlife for life. That's how I roll. You should see the tattoo. It's just like under there. I'm gonna drop this now. So yeah, is it MF Doom they're teasing? Because we have a Czarface. And that actually looks really cool. I don't even have any connection to Wu-Tang music, but just as an action figure, Czarface looks wicked. I love that. So if there's something similar with that MF Doom looking kind of mask, I don't know. I mean, is it going to be someone else? Help me out. Either way, this has my curiosity. We've got a couple of new editions up for pre-order for the Jurassic Park Hammond collection. Watch me try and pronounce these guys. So first of all, we've got the Ankylosaurus. We've got the Ankylosaurus. Joey, dude, you got to help me out with these. So there you go, one of them. But also we got his flying buddy, and that is called the Geosternbergia. The Geosternbergia. The Camptown ladies. The Geosternbergia. I have no idea if that was anywhere close to what it should be. I'm pretty sure I butchered that. But there you go. For you Jurassic Park folks, a couple more dinosaurs for you. And also, they're going to be retailing for $21.99 each, which actually, that sounds pretty good, I think. $21.99, two nice-looking dinos. Good deal. If you guys, like myself, are tired of waiting for Marvel Legends to bring out their No Way Home villains, don't worry, PW Toys have got you covered. First of all, we're getting Octopus Man, legally distinct from any other octopus-related supervillains that you might mistake him for. This guy looks so good. He should do, because he's retailing for $120. So, you should get what you pay for. This is a high-end 12-inch scale figure. Not 12-inch scale, 1/12 scale. You know what I'm talking about. And just check out all of the details. For me, I'm a cloth goods pervert. You know that. Used to hate them. Now, absolutely love them. It's amazing how a little switch can flip like that. It's one of my other personalities, obviously. But yeah, he just looks wonderful. I'm not a big fan of the face. I've got to say, he does look a bit like a crazy dinner lady. But I'm willing to look past that for the massive, awesome, terrifying tentacles. Those look incredible. Really, really cool. So I love these little third-party, independent, legally distinct, but really, you're not trying that hard to be distinct, are you? Type action figures. So that Doc Ock, he looks amazing. And that's not all, because to go with Octopus Man, they also have Vulture Man. Again, no idea where the look of this concept might have come from, but man, it sure looks cool. So this, again, it's like they've just taken this design, plucked out of the ether, and then made this wicked looking Vulture figure. Again, I dig this the most. The amount of detail going on with the jacket, the wings, the mask, the special claws. So cool. So yeah, you can check out these. I'm going to put a little link in the description so you can see where to find them. But man, these high-end 1/12 scale figures, I can't afford them all, but man, they're pretty to look at. Time for Action Figure Custom Corner. I like doing this every now and then whenever something catches my eye, and this caught my eye. James Roseborough, I hope I pronounced that right, over on Facebook posted some amazing pictures of his Egyptian Apocalypse custom, and this, Hasbro, are you watching? Because this looks amazing. It looks like something more like Select would do, you know what I'm saying? But just check it out. I love the Egyptian sort of mythology and style that Apocalypse is often associated with in some origin stories and whatnot. So bringing that into a more futuristic version just looks amazing. Dude! You're killing me here with this custom. I saw it and I was like, oh, Select? And I was like, oh no, it's a custom. It's no greater pain than seeing something that looks amazing and then finding out you can't buy it. But still, massive, massive credit to James for this amazing looking Egyptian style apocalypse. Absolute mwah, chef's kiss. And that does it for action figure news, but we're not done yet! Because I've got too much energy and I want to just get that out with some other good, interesting news. And don't worry, I got a lot of it. First up, it is a good time, all of a sudden, to be a Silent Hill fan. Holy moly, Konami, the video game developer, or not developer, that has had the ire of video game fans for the longest time for shelving so many beloved properties, just went, oh yeah, Silent Hill. We should probably make money from that. And boy, are they ever going to do that. Silent Hill is back. Baby, they had a huge showcase announcement with so many projects all happening. Let me run you through them. First of all, the PlayStation 5 is getting a complete from the ground up Silent Hill 2 remake. This is going to mash a lot of people's potatoes. I'm very, very excited about this. Even though Silent Hill, the original, was what started it all, Silent Hill 2 is where the most iconic iconography comes from. That's where Pyramid Head is from, and all these different kind of feelings that we have about Silent Hill, that's where a lot of it happened. So remaking Silent Hill 2, that's kind of a no-brainer. But it does kind of irk me that, so Silent Hill 1 is sort of lost to time now? Because they're probably not going to go back and do that retroactively, but no, it's fine. People want Pyramid Head. He looks good on merchandise, so that's fine, because Silent Hill 2 is a banger. So if they zhuzh it up like they did for Resident Evil, I mean, that was Capcom, but still, if they do that, really do the full works, make it more enjoyable to play with good quality of life improvements, all that sort of thing, this could be a real big hit coming out in the next year or so. Then we got a teaser trailer for Silent Hill Townfall. I have no idea what this is about at all. The trailer looks atmospheric and creepy, but it should do. It's Silent Hill. But beyond that, there's no idea as to what this game is going to involve, how it's going to be pitched, played, nothing. So that's probably the biggest wild card I think we have as far as the Silent Hill announcements are concerned. Silent Hill Townfall? Anyone's guess. Now we've got the one that I'm most excited about, which is Silent Hill F. Now this is a whole new game based in 1960s Japan, and the trailer looks disturbing, haunting, beautiful. This looks, just ghostly and kind of chilling, and all these great words that just make you think this is going to be an atmospheric mood piece that I think is probably going to get under your skin. Literally in some cases as far as your playable character, because looking at some of the imagery and what's going on, looks like some body horror, a bit Resident Evil-y as well, but with ghosts and goodness only knows what. I cannot wait. This is going to be another reason that I absolutely have to, by hook or by crook, get my hands on a PS5 next year, because games like this and Spider-Man 2, more on that later, there's so much great stuff coming out that I think deserves the 4K Ultra HD treatment. I cannot wait for this. Just looks haunting, scary, beautiful, awful, gross, disturbing, all those things. Silent Hill F, take my money. And now let's bring it down. Way down. With Return to Silent Hill. This is the third Silent Hill movie, because the first two were so good. Wow, Dave's feeling salty. I'm sorry, but Silent Hill, it should translate to a great movie, but the two Silent Hill movies I did not enjoy. I thought they just kind of went for popcorn CGI scares, and it wasn't what I would have hoped for it to be. So a third outing from the director of the original, it doesn't fill me with hope, is all I'm saying. I mean, hey, look, more Silent Hill, keep the franchise going, that's great. But a third movie, I personally wasn't clamoring for that. I'm not going to say that it was a bad movie, just saying I didn't enjoy it. But if you did, comment below, let me know. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. And then finally, see, I told you, it's bonkers. Konami just went Silent Hill crazy. We're getting Silent Hill Ascension, and this is the most, I don't know, Like it sounds like a socially interactive, almost like a Pokemon Go, but Silent Hill. The community people making the story develop with what happens. Can I move my hands more to make it look like I know what I'm talking about? I don't know. It sounds like a very, very ambitious, out-of-the-box venture. And that's cool. I really dig that. And so not like Konami. That's the thing, like Konami, we know them for video games, but they make sports equipment and pachinko machines. Like, video games is not something they actually are passionate about. So to be taking such wild leaps, that's really freaking cool. So I'm going to be very interested to see what develops from this, because right now I'm just intrigued as to what it's all about. And that does it for the Silent Hill announcements. My goodness, like, this is all really, really awesome. I'm so hyped for each one of these projects, except for maybe the movie, but also I'm more hyped for what it means for other franchises, such as Metal Gear Solid. Could you imagine if in a few months' time I'm rattling off all the brand new Metal Gear projects that Konami are doing? Yes, it probably wouldn't involve Hideo Kojima, but honestly, that might not be a bad thing. Some storytelling, that he does is not always the greatest. Might be good to take that franchise into a different pair of hands. But still, what they're doing with Silent Hill, has me so excited. Bring on the grim, terrifying awfulness. That's Silent Hill. Sticking with video games, Insomniac, the creators of the Sony Spider-Man game, have just gone out with a little statement just to reassure us. They're saying, guys, don't worry, Spider-Man 2 still on track for 2023, which is almost like a little bit more worrying for me. I'm like, why do you feel like you have to reassure me? Were things not on track? So look, I know that we're going to get the game when we get the game. It's as simple as that. And I'm happy for them to delay it if they need to, because a delayed game is delayed for a set amount of time. A bad game, bad forever, unless you're No Man's Sky, apparently. But yeah, I'm so hyped up for Spider-Man 2. Cannot wait for Tony Todd as Venom, Kraven, more Peter and Miles, all that good stuff. But when we get it, then I'm going to sit down, take a week off work, and just enjoy it. And until then, I'm happy to wait. Just give us a good game. I know they will. A little bit of a comic preview now. Sonic Scrapnik Island, #1 from IDW Publishing. This caught my eye because I've kind of been in a Sonic sort of mood recently. I've been playing some of the old games again. I've been looking out for Sonic Frontiers. Like, it's a good time to be a Sonic fan. Sonic and Silent Hill, two very different video game franchises that are currently, they're having a bit of a resurgence. And this comic, like, I'd never really read the Sonic comics, but I kind of like getting into the lore. At the age of 41, I'm like, you know what? Sonic's pretty sweet. So this looks like a bit of a dark, moody Sonic tale, and that's what's always kind of fun. So Sonic crash lands on Robotnik Island, basically, and it's kind of like a survival story, and I dig the look of that. So yeah, I think this one might definitely be worth a purchase. I'm just enjoying the Sonic ride at the moment. It's a good time to relive some 90s nostalgia. Is there any other kind of nostalgia? None worth reliving. And another little comic book shout out, this time a Kickstarter. Since it's the spooky season, I thought it would be fun to shout out some spookier comics. And none do spooky better than Brian Pulido, and also gratuitous Cheesecake as well. And we always have time for that here at Model Behaviour. So he has a Kickstarter for Hell Witch 1, which is already funded, actually. But you can still back it if you want to get it, because, hey, contribute to the industry. And the cheesecake. So this looks like a really fun horror sword and sorcery kind of comic book tale, and I'm always down for that. Some cool, bright, colourful, cartoony type artwork, but with vicious Wendigo, savage looking beasties as well. That's super fun. I've been dipping my toe into some of the old kind of Lady Death type comics and Evil Ernie and all that sort of stuff. It's a fun, heavy metal, goth kind of story universe to be in, and I'm sort of digging it right now. So Hell Witch, that she does have an action figure as well from, can't remember the company, but I'll look it up. But still, I'm expanding my franchise interests, and this one, yeah, it's kind of got my attention. A little bit of completely random theme park news now, because you know me, I love my theme parks. Let me ask you, does anyone remember that movie Tron?
No.
No. No.
No.
No.
No.
No.
No.
No.
No.
Yes. No.
Well, there is a Tron Light Cycle ride, and it will finally be opening next spring in the Magic Kingdom. Tomorrowland will play host to the Tron Light Cycle ride. This is apparently one of the most ambitious and technologically advanced roller coaster experiences in existence. And there is one in Hong Kong Disney or Beijing Disney, one of those two. So there is one in existence that I'm showing footage of now, which does look awesome. And it's just taken a long time to build the one in the Magic Kingdom, which is understandable. Over the last few years, it's been a bit of a rough road for everyone. But finally next year, folks are going to get to enjoy this. And man, just another reason for me to make a trip over to America. Over in very British TV news, Doctor Who will be celebrating the BBC's 100th birthday with its own kind of celebratory kind of episode, where the Doctor will be going back to the planet of the Cybermen. I always thought the Cybermen was a cool concept. Basically, there is a second parallel Earth, Mondus, I think it's called, where unsurprisingly, the human race has done messed up. And the only way to survive on this Earth that they've kind of destroyed is to cybernetically enhance themselves and turn themselves into Cybermen. That's the origin of the Cybermen right there. And we are finally going back to the Cybermen homeworld, and that sounds kind of cool. I'm not like a huge Doctor Who fan, but I do enjoy some of the lore, so I'm definitely going to be interested to check this out. And it always made me kind of wonder, like, you know, if there is a parallel good and bad Earth, I wonder where the parallel Earth is to this one that's, you know, good. I'm only kidding. Hey, look, we could all be Cybermen. It might be worse. Instead, we just have Liz Truss as Prime Minister. It's not much worse, to be honest. Ryan-Reynolds might be a very busy boy over the next few years, because first of all, of course, he's doing Deadpool 3 with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. That's a heck of a bromance, but it's not his only one. He's currently also working with Rob McElhenney, who plays Mac in Always Sunny and is the writer of it as well. They're working together with their football team that they're co-managing, which is an interesting TV show that they're doing. But they did a BuzzFeed chat, and Ryan Reynolds was asked, "Is there any chance of you appearing in Always Sunny in Philadelphia?" To which he replied, "Well, you know what? I think Mac could use a boyfriend." So honestly, if Ryan Reynolds was written in for an episode or two, a little guest star cameo to appear as the boyfriend of Mac, I'd pop for that. That would probably be very, very funny, because let's face it, Ryan Reynolds, he's got them comedic chops down pat. So yeah, that's a little bit of dream casting I'd kind of like to see. I'm sure it means nothing, it's just a little bit of banter in an interview, but hey, it's always fun to speculate on these things, because it's what the internet does best. This is a little bit of old news, but I just wanted to cover it because it's so dang lovely, and we could all use some lovely news every now and then. There was a wonderful reunion at New York City Comic Con between Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd, the two stars of the Back to the Future franchise. And it's just so, like, freaking heartwarming to see these guys together, embrace on stage, and just, you can see the love and camaraderie that exists between these two people. And it's so nice when you're a fan of a franchise and you see that the actors and the creators involved have genuine love for each other and what they do. That's always the best. There's nothing worse than being a fan of something and then hearing like, oh yeah, you know, those two people actually hate each other. It's like, oh man, it'd be like you guys finding out that some of my personalities don't get along with each other. Don't worry, we get along just fine. No, we don't. Oh, yes, we do. God, kill you! I'm left alone for too long sometimes. Don't worry, I'm never alone. So yeah, I just wanted to share that little video because it's kind of lovely. I'm a huge Back to the Future fan. I always have been, and especially working over in Universal Studios where they still had the ride, and every year you'd have like a little convention, get all these Marty McFlys and Doc Brown showing up. We actually had like a huge celebration on the date. It was 2015. Can't remember the actual date, but it was the day that Marty McFly went to the future. And good times, man, it really was. So yeah, that definitely qualifies as just a nice bit of good news. How's this for a random little article? The Cookie Monster from Sesame Street. Yeah, guess what? He's got a real name. You know what it is? Sid. There you go. This news came out a couple of days ago. The Cookie Monster was on Twitter, as Cookie Monsters are often known to do, and he said,
"Did you know me name is Sid, but me still like to be called Cookie Monster?"
So there you go, a little bit of information that we never knew. Which is interesting, because now we know that Cookie Monster is not a species. that he is a member of, but clearly it is a nickname that Sid was given because he enjoys eating cookies so much, which then brings up the whole nature-nurture debate of, you know, was he born a cookie monster, or did he learn to become a cookie monster through his ravenous love of cookies? It opens up quite the hornet's nest, it really does. And finally, a very worrying and serious environmental story. There have been reports sent in from around the globe of major environmental damage and pollution being caused by discarded Galactus doom heads. The completely pointless and unwanted heads are now surfacing all over the world, washing up on beaches, clogging rivers, and polluting fields. If you or any of your loved ones do find a discarded Galactus doom head, please be publicly minded, pick it up, and dispose of it at a local recycling centre. I'm sorry to bring the tone down, but I thought that was an important public service announcement to make. It's not all bad news. We can leave on a happy note though, because there are some little critters in the wild who are putting those doom heads to very good use. Photos were sent in from Colorado, where a cute little family of beavers have finally found a great use for these unwanted doom heads. Yes, they're now building their dams with them. Look at those cute little critters. Isn't it amazing how eventually life finds a way? And that does it for good news for today, gang. Thank you so much for watching. What do you think about the stories covered? Comment below. Let me know. And if you like what you see and you want to see more, then you know what you gotta do. You gotta join the 6-1 Clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. And also, if you want to go one step beyond in supporting the channel, then you can go over to patreon.com/Displaying-Model-Behaviour. You can toss a couple of bucks my way, and that helps keep the lights on, keep me in the occasional action figure, and just make sure that I have more time to dedicate to making these badass model behavior episodes. So gang, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep displaying model behavior. Hello there, gang, and welcome to Model Behavior, the Earth's blah. What are you doing, guys? What directions are you going in?